What's up, everybody? This is Big Mike over at foos4trading.com. Today I want to discuss the most recent crypto sympathy ripper in the equity markets, that being LFIN. For those of you that have been playing these sympathy plays, LFIN is the most recent one. The most notable ones being Riot, RIOT, DPW, MARA, SCC. Excuse me, not SEC, SSC. All of these have been crypto sympathy plays, and there's obviously a ton more. So anytime lately you have any stock, I don't care if they make cigars, bouncy balls, if they announce that they're getting into the crypto business, all you're seeing is massive momentum buying. This has been a reoccurring theme, and it's really nothing new over the past month or two. So for those of you that are newer, those of you that have been trading with us, this is the sector that we've really been trading for multiple days in a row. In terms of LFIN, this stock was up on Friday on news that they were basically entering the crypto market. Whether some type of cryptocurrency, whatever it may be, that was your catalyst. Now, looking at the chart before today, this is a stock that has only been around for 2 days. So you have very little support and resistance to work off of. So you basically just draw where there's support, where there's resistance. You see a lot of resistance at 7 and a lot of support at 5. So before we get into the price action, the first thing you want to do for any of these stocks, guys, is number one, find the catalyst. The news being obviously they're entering the crypto market, however it may be, that's the catalyst. Number two, you want to figure out what's the float, because before this massive day, this stock only traded a couple 100,000 shares. So what you can do is you basically go to sec.gov. You can throw in the ticker, and basically you can see that there's 10 million shares outstanding in their most recent filing in November. So 10 million share float is considered low float. This is something that we love and look for. So there's your float, there's your determination for, as the analogy I like to use, the amount of horsepower that's under the hood of the car. So you have the open pre-market, this was bouncing between 5 and 10:30, and basically I was telling people in chat, if you want to long this, you need to play it with a stop at 7. Obviously the stock being a point above that, so to properly trade this you really needed to risk a full point almost. Maybe get in on this drop at 8 and risk off of 7, because until the stock breaks down below 7, the trend is still to the upside. 7 was the recent resistance, and now once the resistance acts as support, if it does, then the trend is still to the upside. So you have the pre-market, just consolidation between 10 and 7. And this is the open. I'll show you guys 1-minute candles. Perfect F1 pattern where we never broke 7. The lowest this hit was about 790, where I'm sure a lot of people were looking to pick up, under that wash of 8. And then you get this really nice breakout over 10 bucks, basically. 10 being a really important psychological support and resistance zone, given that it's the first double-digit whole number. Stocks tend to hold that level once they get above that if they're going to see continued momentum, as did LFIN. This only came back down to retest 1073 and just continued to squeeze, guys. I'm sure a lot of people were trying to short this, but my rule of thumb is if there is no resistance on the daily chart, I say this a lot in chat, we are in no man's land. Nobody knows where this thing is going to go, so you do not want to fight trend if it's there. And especially seeing the amount of volume relative to the last 2 days versus today, the buying pressure was obviously in favor of bulls. So obviously you can see that this did break the 20 EMA, but never broke 10 and just continued to squeeze all day. You can see we started to consolidate. You have a series of higher lows right here. 15 was the low, and then right here was about 16, we'll say. And then you get the really nice afternoon squeeze breakout over basically 19, where this thing really went parabolic and almost hit 30 bucks. We ended up topping out at about 26.90. And you can see after hours, this thing is probably going to be in play going into tomorrow. So we were talking about this a lot in chat, guys. This was really just a nice momentum play and is really a picture-perfect example of not only an F1 pattern, but an F2 pattern, which is just this nice ascending triangle breakout. Just to give you guys a little bit of price action engineering, you can take the width of this triangle, which is roughly from 13.50 to about, we'll say 19, roughly a $5.50 difference. So for argument's sake, we're just going to say $6. Add $6 to this breakout of 19, and your price target is about 26, 27. So this ended up going to that price target. This is a way for you to use, price action as well as geometry to really gauge a possible price target when a stock like LFIN is in no man's land. So I really, for day one, you look at volume, you look at the chart. Really no interest in shorting this, especially because these crypto sympathy plays, like I've mentioned, Riot, DPW, these things are all seeing explosive momentum on top of an already hot equity market at all-time highs. So this is just one example of many. A lot of people are talking about cryptos, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ripple, whatever it may be. And at the end of the day, there's a lot of equities that are showing sympathy momentum off of this whole Bitcoin hype. And most people don't really know about it because the media outlets can't really talk about it. So looking forward to trading LFIN going into next week. But this sector has been absolutely on fire. So looking forward to capitalizing on this momentum going into year end.